What's up, people? And welcome to another Lee's Corner. Hey, we got a lot to talk about today. There's been so much. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. Sorry about that. But I had some things I had to do. But we're gonna keep doing this podcasting thing and bringing y'all more information from a black point of view. We're gonna keep doing it. We're not done. I'm just readjusting to my new environment. So everything's cool. I'm gonna be here, and we got more stuff to talk about. That's just to let y'all know. Y'all can depend on me to bring y'all the truth about it from a black perspective about the news that's going on around us today. And we're gonna start right now. So first thing I want to know, I want you guys to know we're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna be talking about Kyrie Irving, the basketball player for the New York Nets or Nets basketball star. We're gonna be talking about Kanye West, and we're gonna be talking about Dave Chapelle and his monologue that he did for SNL that supposedly got him in hot water. I mean, I don't see nothing about no hot water because ain't nobody can cancel Dave, and that's just pretty much how it is. You can't cancel Dave Chappelle. Anyway, uh, we're gonna talk about that and more on Lee's Corner. Let's go. All right, we're back. All right, I want to start out this Lee's Corner by talking about these particular things and these particular things in this particular order because the unfairness that's going around with these particular African Americans, um, Kanye West, and Kyrie Irving, and Dave Chappelle, it's all about just saying the word Jew in any way, shape, or form is supposedly a trouble thing to say in Hollywood, in music, in anything. For a people to say that just mentioning their names and saying that they control television, movies, music is by just saying those particular words can cause your cancellation, can cause you to lose your jobs, can cause you all these particular things because they consider that racial tropes. What happens to freedom of speech when that happens? Remember, they had joke books out about black people for years. Joke books. Not Jews, but just white people in general. See, we seem to live under this banner that only white people can be Jews. And if you look at your history, that's not the case at all. That's only seems to be the case in America. If you want to be a Jewish person, you have to convert to them. But that's not the real case. The actual case is our very African ancestry is deeply rooted in Judaism. So it's our birthright. Now, I'm going to say these things to you, and we're going to see what happens. Sarah Silverman puts on blackface. Don Imus says nappy heads about a black female basketball team. Howard Stern says nigga in a skit. Shock jock, Howard Stern. Brett Favre takes millions from Mississippi. What's very funny about all these people is that when they get in trouble, they give a week I'm sorry, and the whole thing's done. It's over. Everything's good, right? Everything's kosher. You gotta say something really bad about black people, really bad to get them to get something done. The guy who owned the New Jersey Nets or Clippers, the Jewish guy, he got fired because his black girlfriend had him on tape talking about him bringing niggas to the basketball game, to his basketball game of the club that he managed at the time. And he was talking about Magic Johnson at the time. That's the only reason why he lost his ball club. It's because she had him on tape continuously saying things. But for all these other people, I'm sorry, and it's gone. But when it comes to Kyrie Irving, he doesn't give his tweet anything but from Hebrews to Negroes. He liked it. And Jewish people go crazy because they say that that particular movie is anti-Semitic and has misleading information. I finally found out what they were talking about by being anti-Semitic because I didn't understand what they were saying. But they're actually trying to say that it's anti-Semitic because it's misleading information. My thing is, refute their points. Why haven't you talked to the people who made the movie From Hebrews to Negroes? That's what I want to see. Ask them to come and visit your Holocaust museum. Ask them to come and visit and sit down with you. I find it kind of funny that you choose to pick on and what they call book breaking, as you seem to try to do with basketball stars and famous black people in America. You know, you take the ones that got money, you take the ones that has fame, and you try to strip all the stuff away from them in front of everybody. So they will never, ever dare say or do anything like that again. It's called buck breaking. White folks use this. Now remember, the people in America who are claiming to be Jews are white. Okay? And a lot of people are giving them that name, buck breaking, because that's what they're trying to do. But the thing is, I think it's starting to backfire, because I think that people are getting tired of the rhetoric of not being able to say anything about Jewish people, anything, without being called an anti-Semite. You own this, you're anti-Semite. The very fact that you say we own things is anti-Semitic. Well, here would be my question as a person that's not anti-Semitic, because that would mean me hating myself and my people. Here's my thing. You're using the very thing that you say you don't have to hurt the people that you're saying are anti-Semitic. You're saying that they're anti-Semitic because they say that you control the industry. I don't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember anybody saying that Jews were evil. Kanye or Kyrie or Dave Chapelle saying that Jews were evil, that they were shrewd, that they were unscrupulous. They just said they run particular industries. And because of that, we get anti-Semitic. But with Kyrie Irving and other people like Kanye West, all of a sudden, people that are Jewish are starting to drop him from certain things. We're going to drop this thing. We're going to drop this. We're going to drop this. Wait a minute now. First, you said that it's a racial trope to say that you own things. It's a racial trope to say that we're running this and that and the other. But yet, when they said it, the very people in charge, his very manager, who was Jewish, called around telling people to drop him. And some of those people that did were Jewish as well. So the very power that you say you don't wield, the very ownership and the running of these particular things that you say you don't do, is what you're doing to squeeze these black people. That very power that you say you don't have, that invisible cloak that you say does not exist, is what you're using to beat them over the head with, to try to beat them into submission. And then it's like you say, well, you know, it's so painful and it's so hurtful. First of all, let's get something straight. The Holocaust, everybody's so privy. I see everybody's so privy. They did it with Nick Cannon and everybody else. Whenever they say something that they don't agree with or they think is, anti-Semitic, they're so willing to take you to the Holocaust Museum. And I'm like, why are you willing to take me to the Holocaust Museum? What did I say that offended you that bad about the Holocaust Museum? I'm not setting off no firestorm. If you want to tell people the Holocaust Museum, why don't you show the people that it happened into? Germany, that happened over there. The news will tell you that the very mention of Kanye and other people talking about Jews and they own stuff and run stuff has made hate crime goes up 100%. Is this hate crime going from the Jews going 100%? Is it going through the up by? Is it going for black people, or is it going up by other white folks? How many blacks have you caught spraying synagogues? I mean, I would really like to have a number on that. But you're saying that's why you don't like black people bringing it up or anybody bringing it up because it brings up hate. Well, that's hate that was already had for you by your counterpart, white folks. So if you have a problem, go deal with them. It seems to me, if you didn't want there to be a problem, then you will go to Kanye and say, well, Kanye, what can I do to help? What do we do to make you mad? What's up? Let's talk it out. Instead of saying, I'm pissed off now and I'm going to throw daggers at Kanye, knowing that that's going to get blowback from people who hate you. Not Kanye, but people that hate you. In essence, you were feeding the fire. Instead of trying to talk to him and talk this out and get a grip on the situation so everybody can understand and live and all this kind of stuff that you say you want, it exploded. Why is that? What is it that these particular people do not want black people to know? Because it seems so bad. It's like it seems like we're gonna make a example out of you. Whoever said anything, Kyrie Irving from Hebrews and Negroes, that was supposed to be incendiary because of the fact that it was misleading and telling mistruths. Well, I mean, hey, I'm a black African American. Show us where the mistruths are. Sit down with the man who made that film and go over it piece by piece and tell us where he's lying. Farrakhan said the same thing. They said they've read the Torah. They've read all of your books. But you choose to go after people who just posted, I like this movie. I happen to think Dave Chapelle was a genius on his monologue. It was a genius. Perfect thing to do. And then you got the Anti-Defamation League who's going to sit here and say, oh, you think it's funny to, I'm paraphrasing, you think it's funny to make fun of our pain. And they might think it's funny to make fun of your pain. We share the same pain. I mean, let's think about who's hurting who here. Jewish people have managed and screwed over more black people in the arts of film and music than any other culture. But you seem to cry wolf when we say that a movie is stating that we are the original Jews, Hebrews. I don't understand what the fight is over. I don't understand what the anger's about. I don't understand why you're so upset at the people that had nothing to do with your demise in Germany. We had nothing to do with it. We weren't there. As Dave Chapelle said, Kyrie wasn't around for the Holocaust. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. And I sure as hell don't hear you talking about the Holocaust of black African Americans in America who suffered under white people here. I mean, like what was said before, the bottom line is this: when Jewish people moved to America or migrated to America after being tossed out of these countries because of the Holocaust and all these different things, when they moved to America, they said they didn't have an easy life. Nobody's denying that. But your life was a whole lot easier than black folks' lives. And the fact that you could blend in and change your name and marry into other white folks helped you out a lot. It allowed you to buy banks, companies, and everything else. Look what Stan Lee. His name was not that. Stan Liberson or whatever his name was. Black people couldn't just change their names. We had color. We had melanin. They always gonna knew we was gonna be black. You got to blend in. Get your education and schooling, which, by the way, was never stripped from Jewish people. From even when they were ran out of the country, they still had that education and knowledge. So it's kind of like, I have no problems against Jewish people at all. I just want to know, what is all the anger coming from? Why are you trying to punish and destroy black men who have money, who are speaking out? What's the problem? There's something under there. What Ray Charles say? Scratch a lie, find a thief. Because people are They're just getting upset too much, too quickly for not knowing what's going on. And then you got these crazy ass celebrities that want to follow everybody's lead. Oh, I stand with the Jewish community. You don't even know what's going on. Did you watch the movie? Or do you just want to believe that there were no African Jews, that you don't want to believe there were the original Jewish Hebrews were blacks? Is that what? See, in America, it's a whole different thing. America favors everything but black because they don't want to look at their ugliest sin that they've ever done, which was slavery. If Africans right now come over to America and they come into acting, they come into anything else, white folks look at them and they love them. Oh, what you must have overcome. Oh, what you must have overcome. These are great people. These are great people. But their own African Americans that have been here with them, they're still just considered niggas. So we don't get that love and that adoration. Not that we want it or care, but I'm just saying everything to white America is exotic. You know, everything's exotic. Africa is exotic. Hawaii is exotic. All these foreign places is exotic. Except for the people that's been with you for the last 400 years. The slaves that you brought to this country. And their offspring. They're not exotic. They're not cool. They're niggas. That's your thoughts. Which is why we're treated differently by white people and by some Jewish people. I'm like, if the fact that was true, that Jewish people own the studios and everything else, I mean, y'all help me out too, because I'm just querying here. I'm asking questions here. If the Jews owned all the studios and all this kind of stuff like this, and you know, they had a rapport, we were supposed to be strong. Now remember, the studios was around in the 30s and 40s and all that kind of stuff too. Remember, all studios were around during this time too. It wasn't just studios. Warner Brothers didn't just jump on the scene in 1964. They've been around for a while, and so have other studios, right? So if that was the case, if there were Jews in charge of the movies and studios at the time, and they felt the pain of black people and that we have suffered equally, why were black folks still playing mammies and pimps, whores, chambermaids, and the lowest form of, you know, society you can play? Jews even play gangsters in their own movies, in a lot of the movies in their particular things. But black folks was always the lowly whatever. Now, why is that? If we have the same plight, why wasn't that a big push for us to be in front of the camera, most of us in front of the camera, in a decent manner? Why was that? People want to hang on to this later on situation when we got together, 1964 for the civil rights, 65 for the civil rights movement and all this particular stuff. And that's great. We got together for civil rights movement and everything else. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jews own banks before 1964? Did Jews not own or run movie studios and music and things of that nature before 1965, if I'm not mistaken? Didn't they not manage some of our best talent? Didn't they run some of the best studios? And a lot of those black men and women who were represented by these people were swindled out of hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. But we're not supposed to talk about that. I mean, I really don't understand what the situation is. I mean, this is my Thanksgiving, this is my Thanksgiving show, and I'm just really confused about, you know, the anger and what the anger is about. And I see people on the news and they try to they talk about the Dave Chappelle sketch, and they talk about Kyrie Irving, and you hear them say, "Well, I have Jewish friends that don't think this is funny," and I'm like, okay, nobody says that it's funny, but nobody says it's, you know, we don't think it's a problem. I want to know exactly what the problem is. I mean, damn, every time black people talk about anything black, oh, throw the black card in, throw the black card in. But nobody's saying that to the Jewish people. Oh, throw the Jewish card in, huh? Throw the Jewish card in. Don't you think that's funny? Is nobody saying that? Nobody's saying that to them, but they're getting tired of us bitching and complaining about something happening right here in America to us, not in Germany, to someone else. Can you imagine African Americans being in Germany, getting the sympathy of the Germans of something that happened to us in America? Can you imagine that? Them Germans probably tell us to shut the fuck up. That's probably what they would tell us. Okay, look, that's cool, but that didn't happen here. Chill out, okay? That's what they would say. But like I said, people take Jew side over our side because they still want us to shut the fuck up. We still do not matter. Black lives. And the reason why, I mean, have you ever wondered yourself, why is there so much coverage over this situation? I mean, if it is true, like what they said, like what David Chapelle said, if it is true that the Jews do not control television, if it's true that the Jews do not control music, if it's true that the Jews do not control media outlets, then why is it getting so much coverage? These are questions, not judgments. Why is it getting so much coverage? I love what Farrakhan said. Farrakhan was talking about leave my brother Kyrie and Kanye alone. Leave them alone. He said, if you want somebody to come to your Holocaust museum, if you want somebody to sit down and meet with you, take Mr. Kanye West and Kyrie, and I will come with them and sit down at the table with you. I will sit down and talk to you because these are learned people. Farrakhan's a learned man, and he knows about the faith of both faiths. And there will be no getting over on Farrakhan, because some people don't know. But Farrakhan does know a lot about the faith, both faiths. I mean, that's exactly who I would sit down with if somebody was trying to, hornswoggle me into being quiet and handicapping me into being quiet by threatening my livelihood and all this kind of stuff because they felt I had said something wrong that I did not. First of all, I would want to know why you felt that this was a wrong thing, because nobody's ever said so. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg went through the same thing when she said it wasn't about race. The Hitler situation, it wasn't about race. Because they were both white. And that's facts. They were both white. Anti-defamation, that's not true, Whoopi. You got to learn more to learn, Whoopi. You got. And she had to go get on her quest. And they had to silence her. But she was right. That was man's inhumanity to man. They were both Europeans. Now, you might not have been Anglo-Saxon, but you were both Europeans. You were both white men from Europe who had different ideologies. He didn't like yours, and he went at you. But she got silenced for saying that. These are the problems that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this bad. I agree with Dave Chapelle. It shouldn't be this hard to talk about these things in this day and age. It's 2022, and y'all going back to like the McCarthy age, where it's just like a witch hunt of trying to find people and blackball them and blacklist them and all these particular types of things. And it's just sickening that it's almost 2023 and we're still doing these types of things and trying to do these public lynchings to black celebrities and black superstars. And it ain't just up to us. It's up to those white people and Jews to come out there and say, hey, y'all, this is enough. This is crazy. This is crazy. Y'all need to chill. This is crazy. I like what whatchamacallit said. Let me find it here. What did he say? What did he say? Where is that? Where's that? Basically, he used to run I can't find this thing right now, but he used to be over the Daily Show before Trevor Noah. Can't remember his name, Stewart, I think. He used to be over the Daily Show before he gave it over to Trevor Noah. He's a Jewish guy. And he was saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that the fact that people are saying that the Jews own studios and run the musics and run all this kind of stuff, and nobody wants to talk about it is a problem. He said, because we should talk about that. And I'm like, thank you. That's all we're saying here. That's worth a conversation. That's worth the conversation. John Stewart, I think his name is. That's worth the conversation. And I'm glad as a Jewish guy that he has said that, because it makes the most sense. You got other Jewish guys out here like Seinfeld. He ain't really saying much about it. He's not saying much about it. He said a little something, but he kind of scared to say something about it too. John Stewart is absolutely right. How are we going to talk about it if nobody's going to talk about it? If it's facts, it's facts. It shouldn't be covered up, and it shouldn't be looked at as a dark part in history that nobody wants to speak on, because what? If it's true, it's true. If I look up these subsidiaries of these companies and I find CEOs and most of them are Jewish, or if I found ex-owners of such and such and such, or the people on the board of these particular companies that run these organizations for media outlets and mega giants and all this kind of stuff, and I find out that there's more Jews put in these particular places than anything else, I mean, come on, 1 and 1 is going to equal 2. I mean, you gonna tell me I didn't see what I read? That's not true. We're just trying to get the facts here. It seems like the more facts we try to get, the more people try to call it anti-Semitic racial tropes. Talk to me. Now this young black girl, this young black woman that we are talking about, say her name. She was killed on some kind of well, they were trying to say it was an alcoholic thing that she was drunk or whatever. But the fact of the matter is she was killed, and Kyrie Irving just donated $50,000. Now, Kyrie Irving has been giving money to all kinds of causes for the longest time, but this is the guy that you want to label an anti-Semitic, and his basketball team wants to punish him. And not just say like, oh, 5-game suspensions and all that kind of stuff. White boys don't even get stuff like that. But you messing up black guys like that? Really? But they want you to bend the knee. And I hope they don't. That's why I hope all celebrities and all these people who are basketball and football players, look, get your money, get your endorsements. I'm like Dave Chapelle. I didn't sign a shoe deal anyway. I didn't want to sign a shoe deal. So I knew once I said something to piss these motherfuckers off, they was going to try to take it back. Kanye West, good news about him. They dropped him and everything, but supposedly in his contract, they still got to pay him for his shit. So he might not be losing all his money. They still got to pay him for his shit. See, some people are so quick to bend the knee to pressure. Do you know that the Jewish population is less than the black population, the African population, and the African American population in America? So then again, you got to ask yourself, how does the Jewish people have so much pull in America? Because maybe, just maybe, they're strategically placed in certain areas of power. Maybe so. But we can't say that either, because that's anti-Semitic to say that they have any power. It's anti-Semitic to say they own anything. It's anti-Semitic to say their names. It's anti-Semitic to basically, you know, show you the wizard, to pull the curtain back and let you see what's really going on. That is anti-Semitic. And it's sad. In this day and age, almost going on 2023, we can't even say that. It's called anti-Semitic. Anti-Defamation League, jump in there. Well, I'm like, where's the NAACP at? Why are they coming out against the Anti-Defamation League? Hold on, partner. No, that's not what that was. That's not what that was. Well, because we got to have a black coalition of America to go watch this movie from Hebrews to Negroes and say, hey, is this founded? Is it not? Do we really want to pick a war with the Jews? Do we really want to pick a war with this? I'm not. Well, I'll just say I don't agree with what he said. And it's that, no, it ain't about picking a fight or a war with anybody. It's about what's facts is facts. Go do your homework. Find out what's real. Let's come to the table and talk about it. Why is that so hard? I don't understand. It seems very, very simple to me. And it feels like somebody basically, or some people basically, is wanting to just keep certain things in the dark. Bottom line. Just want to keep certain things in the dark. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I can't wait to hear from you. And I want to hear all about your leave me, like I said before, leave me statements under this, under this thing right here. And also gonna have donations for y'all. I got Cash App and I got Venmo and I got all this kind of stuff. I'm gonna put that under the bottom. But yeah, like I said before, it's so interesting. Like I told you before, Sarah Silverman, Blackface, Don Amos, nappy-headed hoes. Howard Stern says nigga on the skit. Brett Favre steals millions. There's more and more and more. But like I said before, these people are never asked to do sensitivity training. These people are never asked to donate $500,000 to a black organization. We don't ask them to meet with the Black National Caucus. We don't ask them to apologize to the, you know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We don't do that. Their companies don't do that because we're not important. But if you say something about a Jewish person, not only are you giving money, you're going to say a public, I'm sorry, you're going to do this, that, and the other. I never would have done it. I this, that, and the other. And it's sickening. And I think a lot of black people are doing it for the money. They bend the knee because they want to play the game again. They bend the knee because they want to have the money. But here's the thing. How much money is enough? And if it's not about money, what you need to do is shut the hell up. Whoever you are, that's black, African, Keep your mouth shut till you get that amount of money that you want, and that you got your investments to a point to where if they hurt you, you still gonna get paid anyway. Then you can say what you want. That's freedom. If your team want to let you go, let me go. Show me where it's founded. Show me where I said something wrong. Show me where I hurt someone's feelings. Show me where I broke the guidelines of this company. I have my lawyers. Show me where I broke the guidelines of your company. Because they felt, these particular people felt I hurt their feelings, or did I really do something wrong? Because if that's the case, you can say anything. Black people have naturally lovely brown skin. Hey, why I gotta have lovely, perfectly natural brown skin? What you trying to say? That's a racial trope. What the fuck you trying to say? You know, we can get petty like that too. It's sad. But in this day and age, that's where it's coming to. Black people, they got a little money now. Look at Tyler Perry, billionaire. Oh, billionaire. Did you say he's a billionaire? He owns his own studio. Hey. Racial trope, man. All black men named Tyler Perry don't own their own studio. What's wrong with you? Racial trope. We did that shit. People look at us like, really? Really? But that's where we're at. All right, guys. That is my Thanksgiving show. I think I'm done here. Let me see. Oh, I did have a little point on the back end. It was like, it's funny, but in the news, when someone does something wrong to black people, it's always a misunderstanding. People want to apologize. We didn't mean it that way. It was a misunderstanding. Wipe it under the rug. It's done. But whenever it's done to Jews, it's never a misunderstanding. Not only with the Jews. Not only did we do it, but we hate them all. And then it's like, let's destroy the blacks with extreme prejudice. That's pretty much how it is. To make a point that no one of you will ever do this again. So we got to make an example out of you. And that's sad. For people who who have claimed to have went through just as much torture as we have. I don't understand it. Y'all help me out. This is Lee from Lee's Corner signing off, telling y'all continue to watch Lee from Lee's Corner because we talk about the things you want to talk about. We'll catch you next time.